All right, council, can you get your microphone tested? We'll start in a minute.
Testing.
Blow 549.
1, 2.
You know. No, I don't.
What is that, a vote?
No. At T-Hall.
All right. Madam Clerk, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. And council, you got your microphones on, please. Thank you very much. All right. We're going with this clock and not that one. So, welcome everyone, and those online or who will watch later on. This is the City of St. Mary's, Georgia City Council meeting for June 17th, 2024. And our invocation is going to be from our council member, David Riley. Yes,
Please
sir.
stand. Dear God, we thank you for the many blessings you have provided to St. Mary's and its citizens. And God, we ask that you continue watching over and blessing our city, state, and country. As we approach July 4th and prepare to celebrate the founding of this great country and the many heroes that took a chance on being able to not only defeat the British and gain the freedoms that we so richly enjoy as American citizens, but also in developing a Constitution that has protected those freedoms for over 200 years. Let us not forget those American heroes. And God, we thank you for the citizens we are honored and humbled to serve. They make St. Mary's a special place to call home. And God, we ask that you watch over and keep our first responders safe as they unselfishly work to protect St. Mary's citizens and their properties. We also pray that you watch over and bless our superb staff as they do their work each and every day to serve and support our citizens and visitors alike. And Lord, we ask that you give us here on the dais the strength and wisdom to do our very best collectively as council for the city of St. Mary's. We ask this in your name, Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Riley. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, could we have the roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Councilman Jones, post 1.
I'm here.
Councilman Connor, post 2.
Present.
Councilman Ingram, post 3.
Here.
Councilman Riley, post 4.
Present.
Councilman Rassi, post 5.
President.
Councilman James, post 6. Here. Mayor Morrissey.
I'm here.
Sir, we have a quorum.
And thank you, Mr. Blackerby, for being here tonight.
Yeah.
We're paying him, right?
All right, council, we have two sets of minutes for approval. We have the May 6, 2024 City Council meeting minutes and executive session, and we have the June 3rd City Council meeting minutes. They're good. We could do both together.
Both of them, okay, so move.
Yeah, Ms. Jones, and a second?
Second.
I got Ms. James. Okay. Any further discussions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Madam Clerk, unanimous
Yes,
tonight
sir.
is 6. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to move right into our presentations, and our police chief, Chief Galloway, has two items on the agenda for us. He's going to talk about traffic flow, and he's also going to speak about the K-9 horse and cow. So, yes, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. If it's all right with y'all, we will start with our horse and cow presentation. So Mr. Mike and Ms. Bonnie will step up and ride.
Oh,
We
my.
mentioned last council meeting about introducing our K-9 unit and their handlers, so I'll let Sergeant Stokes introduce the handlers.
Are those drug dogs?
K-9.
This is so great. Thank you all.
Okay,
I better empty my pocket.
Charlie, can we make sure we get some pictures?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Are you comfortable coming down here, or do you want to stay?
No. Can you take care of it for me? Yep.
Yep, so starting to my left, this is gonna be Officer Thalen in his K9 Gator. He is a lab, single purpose, he's trained in narcotics, 7 different odors, tracking for human odor, and for article searches. This is Officer Wilkinson with his K9 Tier, excuse me. He is single purpose, he had 7 narcotic odors, tracking and human tracking and article searches. And then our newest graduates would be Officer Rivera and K9 Ben, who is a lab also. He is also trained in 7 different narcotics, so we have narcotic odors, tracking, and article searches.
Awesome.
And then the only dog not present is mine, who is the dual purpose Roki.
Okay.
And it's our best interest not to bring Roki
Yes.
inside.
So,
He's not people.
could you tell us, just briefly, how old each of the dogs are?
Yep, so K9 Gator is roughly about 2 years old. Tier is roughly about 2.5. And then Ben is also about the same, about 2 years old. Gator and Tier both come from Canada.
Uh,
Oh, wow.
There you go, let me see them. And then Ben come from Alabama.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right.
Couldn't find any Georgia dogs?
All right, Chief. You're up. So everybody stay there.
Rested until August.
Can I ask a quick question? What's the training time for each one of them?
So the training time, it depends on which training center you go to. For a single purpose, which we call our narcotic dogs, it's anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks. For dual purpose, it's anywhere between 6 to 12 weeks.
Wow.
Depending on what handler school you go to.
Wow.
And typically, the city in history has bought pre-trained dogs. So really, the training's for the handler to bond with the dog and for them to be trained. The dog's already trained. There is an option to buy a green dog, which knows nothing, and train them up with the handler, which kind of builds a stronger bond faster.
Wow. Thank you.
Welcome, folks.
When the dogs are retired, do y'all get a chance to get
Yes,
them or what?
yes, sir. Our agency policy allows us that the handler, when the dog retires, whether it's for medical or just due to old age and not workability, the handler has the first option for retirement. If not, then the agency and the command staff of
Charlie.
the city.
Put the green light on.
How could you not want that dog? Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. That works.
Oh, that's all right.
Back in May, Miss Bobby and Mr. Mike decided to help us with a fundraiser. They did a spaghetti, all-you-can-eat spaghetti supper as well as a salad auction. It turned out very successful. We had a good time on a Saturday afternoon, kind of hanging out, got to meet a lot of folks from the community that came out. So I'll let them kind of elaborate a little bit on what brought us to this point. And Miss Bonnie doesn't not like public speaking.
Explain to them how it kind of got started.
Good evening, everyone. City Council, St. Mary's, and just thank you for inviting us to be here. So, as you all know, we have a horse and cow in Washington State, and so for the last 7 years or so, we've done an annual fundraiser for the K9 units in our community there. So when we came here, I approached the chief, and he was on board. We said, let's do something. And so the first one it was kind of last minute put together. We just did it, a little small one on the patio, but even just with that, everyone kind of rallied, and we had some great donations for the silent auction, and it just turned out great. It was really fun. So for us, what brings it close to us is what we have learned throughout the years is how valuable the K9 unit is for our safety and our well-being. And the community doesn't know, and it's very much like the silent service of the Navy. These are the silent service of our community, and so I'm sorry I get a little choked up, but we sleep at night because of the work that you do and the sacrifice that you all make. So it's just very close to us for a lot of personal reasons, and So we're doing another one on October 12th. So we have a little bit more time to plan and get ready, and we're just super excited about that. So
Make sure you
thank
keep reminding us too, Mike.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
We just want to thank you for, working with us, and hopefully the next one will be bigger, and we'll get more of the community and more of the kids. It's teaching the kids, helping them understand the value and how important this is for our community. It can't go away. So.
Yeah,
And just to back up a minute, in Washington, we've been doing it for 7 years, I guess. Bonnie's the one that keeps track of everything. I'm just the guy that makes it happen for the most part. But it's been very successful. We've raised a lot of money for our community and for the dogs, to outfit the cruisers, for the button locks to let the dog out, armor for the dogs. I mean, vests and all the stuff for the dogs aren't cheap at all. And so we just want to give back to the community and try to help. And what we raised this time, I was hoping we exceeded what I thought we would get, which is nice. But this next one, I'm going to try to double or triple what we actually donated. And the only way that can be done is with the support of the community, with city council, mayor, and just with the Sudbury community and the people I'm involved with around town too. So, and it's going to be a big event. Like Bonnie said, we're going to involve more vendors, make it more kid-friendly. And now we've got time. We've only had like a month and a half to put this last one together. And for that short amount of time, it turned out really well. So now we've got till October, which is a little more time, but as we all know, you blink an eye and time moves fast. So, but hopefully we'll make it a lot better next time.
Forgot we this
Oh, yeah.
is what we were able
Wow.
to raise.
The big check.
$1,642 just from the spaghetti and
So,
Ryan.
Just in
Ryan,
the afternoon.
some of you may recognize Ryan from the Submarine Museum, but he was also the chef in some of the best spaghetti sauce.
We labored for 2 days to make homemade spaghetti sauce.
Angela, can you get everybody the way you want them?
That's awesome. So if you'll hold the check so you can present it to Chief. How about, and maybe, do you want to just stand in that so I get some oxygen at least?
Most definitely.
You ain't hungry.
You guys get up there.
You're here.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Trying to get behind you guys.
Check down a little bit lower.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all like move in
There you
front of me, I get a bigger hand sweat.
Thank you.
Awesome. I heard
Mike?
Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Good to see you, Mike. Good to see you. I'll be in to see you again.
Thank you.
Phyllis, thank you for bringing in the units. No, most of us never get to interact with these dogs, so they are beautiful animals too. Thank you.
Nice job, though. Appreciate all you do.
heartbeat if somebody's got drugs.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
Stop sniffing. So you stay here.
Thanks, guys. Yes, sir.
Oh, they are pretty dogs. You know.
The second priority of the part is we all know July 4th is coming.
Yeah.
We all know with our
Push your
experiences.
button.
Experiences on any kind of big gatherings, traffic at the end of an event is always a challenge. So we got with members of the fire department, Public Works, and we'd come up with a different plan this year. So what we'd like to do is starting about 9 p.m. on the 4th that night, we're going to turn Dilworth Street, both lanes will be coming out from downtown. We're going to block off Meeting Street where you turn right. We're going to cone that and use the shoulder as a second lane till you come up to where there's 4 lanes anyway. So that'll keep all traffic moving from Dilworth down to 40 in Dilworth and from Osborne to 40 in Dilworth. We'll still have officers at that intersection, officers at the intersection of 40 and 40 at Charlie Smith Senior. What we're going to The complaints that we've been hearing over the years is such as Nancy Drive, Burrell Creek, a lot of cars try to cut through there at a high rate of speed to try to make it to the 40 and 40 light, so we're going to block that off.
Good.
So anybody living on Nancy and Burrell, just follow the 4 lanes around, come out to 40, come back, cut through Julia Street. So there's very little traffic coming into town. So it'll be a couple of minutes out of the way, but for the safety of everybody and the speed through there, that'll help control that. We suggest if you're living on like Gunner Street, if you're coming from downtown, stay in that right-hand lane. You can just turn right, go straight, or Bishop Circle. If you go to Bishop Circle right there, you're in the right-hand lane. If you're going in Bishop, you're going home anyway. Stay in the right-hand lane if you're going to Point Peter. Now, obviously, the challenge is getting news out to everybody, so we will begin our social media or newspaper blitzes if they're going to help us, and we'll also use the messenger boards to advise everybody that both of those lanes will be one way. So we think it'll be a pretty good idea, and it should get traffic moving a lot better out of there.
What about people that live on Burrell that's going to be on their golf carts for the fireworks? You still want them to go?
Well, the golf carts would probably be okay to cut through there, because, you know, coming from downtown, you got that one section anyway, from Ashley down to Seminole, the golf carts aren't allowed. But if you're coming through the neighborhoods where Church, Hall Street, and all that is, you should be able to come across there. Just be, it may be just be patient, because it's going to be bumper to bumper, and they're going to be moving. So, and obviously, you're going to have 2 lanes. If you're trying to cross, you got to watch both lanes coming from the waterfront.
So that's after the fireworks?
After the fireworks, yes, ma'am.
And so what time will you be reversing the lanes again?
Just as quick as it looks like traffic's out of there, so we're thinking the fireworks will be over 9:30, 9:45, somewhere in that area. So by 10:15 or so, we should be able to open up the normal flow of traffic.
And what time should people stop trying to come in the direction of heading downtown, seeing that the...
After 9 o'clock, you won't be able to turn onto Dilworth. You can still come Osborne into downtown, but after 9 o'clock, you won't be able to turn right onto Dilworth.
Charlie, you think we could get some kind of a graphic on Facebook?
Yes, sir. We're
So
going to
the-
put some kind of information out.
Right.
Like Chief said, we'll have the boards out there, but we're going to have something on our Facebook and on our website.
Good.
Yes, sir.
So just want to kind of give everybody a heads up that that's what we're looking at for the 4th and try to improve, because it doesn't matter if it's graduation, big football games, big sporting events, concert, whatever's going on. Unloading traffic's always a challenge. So we're going to try something a little different this year.
Okay, well, appreciate the innovation.
Thanks, sir.
And Chief, thank you then to the force, because we wanted to see the K-9 force, and thank you for bringing them out.
Yes, sir. They enjoy it.
All right. And for our folks that may be trying to live stream, the live streaming is working in YouTube, but not on the city website. So if you can somehow pass it along, we'll get the message out if we can too. Thank you. Okay. I have a proclamation to read for Juneteenth. Bear with me, it's in here. There it is. All right, this is a proclamation by the mayor of the city of St. Mary's, Georgia. This is Juneteenth, National Independence Day. Whereas on September 22nd, 1862, President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation abolishing slavery in the United States, and whereas on June 19th, 1865, Texas received word by Union General Gordon Granger of the emancipation of slaves, and whereas June 19th has since become known as Freedom Day and the official day of recognition for Juneteenth, and whereas Juneteenth will be celebrated in various observances throughout the U.S., Camden County, and the city of St. Mary's, and whereas the city designated June 19th a city holiday, which will be recognized on June 19th, 2024. And whereas all city buildings will be closed in observance of Juneteenth, now therefore I, John F. Morrissey, Mayor of the city, and the city council members of the St. Mary's recognize Juneteenth, National Independence Day, and encourage all citizens to join in the observance of this day. Thank you for this fine event and it's a good proclamation. We appreciate that. Okay, so we have a announcement on a vacancy for the hospital authority. And we have one appointment.
Make a motion.
And that is Ms. Wendy Steele. And if you all have had a chance to read it, and if so, would somebody give me a motion?
Make a motion that we appoint Wendy Steele to the hospital authority.
Okay, so that's Mr. Riley and Mr. Jones. Any further discussion, comments? We appreciate all the people that have served on that board and appreciate her joining. Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Madam Clerk, that's unanimous?
Yes, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you. So we have and congratulations, Ms. Steele. I don't see her here, so. We have a board announcement, term expirations for the Downtown Development Authority and for the Coastal Regional Commission. Madam Clerk,
Yes, sir.
the Coastal Regional Commission vote is next meeting?
It would be, you all chose to announce for 30 days, so it'd be the second meeting in July, which I think is July 15th.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, thank you. Just to check. So we have board appointments, and so, you know, every meeting I read about the Camden County Board of Education, Sex Education, and Structural Review Committee. So I thought I'd give you a little bit more information, maybe entice somebody to possibly think about it. But the Sex Education Committee meets at least annually to review the sex education curriculum materials. The committee will also make recommendations concerning the use of the materials to the Board of Education, and the Assistant Superintendent for the school system is the chair. So just a little bit more information, maybe somebody would be interested, and as we've told you before, if you'd like to apply, there is a form, but you can call the city clerk and she'd be happy to take you through it. So please give it a thought. Thank you. And we do have a board appointment vacancies for the St. Mary's Hospital Authority, which, as I said, the hospital authority's done some great work, and we appreciate all of the members that are on that. So we have no report of authorities, boards, commissions, or committees, so we can set the consent agenda, council, if you're ready. And there is no old business. Under new business, we have a discussion on the citywide landscape options, which I think we want to discuss, correct? Yeah. Okay, then we have an agreement addendum for the St. Mary's Aquatic Park for FY 2024, the seasonal food vendor.
Consent.
And we have an agreement, St. Mary's Municipal Court Judge, between the City of St. Mary's and Judge Patrick Brooks.
Consent.
We have an agreement on the St. Mary's Intracoastal Gateway Marina Golf Carts rental services between Budget Carts LLC and the City of St. Mary's.
Consent.
And we have an intergovernmental agreement for use of radio frequencies between the Georgia Office of Insurance and the Fire Safety and St. Mary's Police Department.
Consent.
We have memorandum of understanding, Camden County and St. Mary's FY 2025 for the Employee Health Clinic.
Consent.
And we have a rezoning request for 148 Hollywood Lane from R1 Single Family Residential to MH Manufactured Housing District.
Consent.
We have a special use permit for Budget Golf Carts for outdoor sale of new or secondhand automobiles, golf, and other motorized carts.
Consent.
And we have a memorandum of understanding, Camden County Sheriff's Office for non-criminal justice related to fingerprinting for alcohol licenses.
Consent.
And we have a general election ordinance. Madam Clerk, do we need to vote on it?
It would, but, yes, sir, you have to vote on it, but if you wouldn't mind reading it?
Right,
sir?
okay. So I have two, all right, excuse me. This is our consent agenda as I have it, so please check me. New business is item B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I.
Make a
If
motion.
you're in agreement with that, can I have a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda is read.
Mr.
Second.
Riley, and a second
Second.
from Ms. James. All right, any discussions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Madam Clerk, that's unanimous.
Yes, sir.
All right, now we need to set approval of the agenda with one addition that I need to add. Sorry. We need to add executive session for personnel to the agenda as set. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
I-
So moved.
Okay, thank you. And second?
Second.
From Mr. Ingram. Any further discussion or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Madam Clerk, that's unanimous.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to move to granting audience to the public, and if you would step up to the podium and give your name and address, and we would respect 5-minute time limit on the agenda items on the agenda.
Excuse me, is that time for you to stand up? I'm number G, rezoning request.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
And the microphone's on, so we're good. Yes, sir.
Yes, Everett Birch and Nancy Birch requesting a rezoning on Hollywood Lane.
Okay, your name and address again?
Yes, Everett Birch, 67 Ridge Road.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we're requesting a rezoning from R1 to manufactured housing on 148 Hollywood Lane. This is consistent with the development that is in the area, as we have manufactured housing in the area already. We have a auto repair shop, we have other manufactured homes in there, and we have some R1 area in there, and we also have some storage facilities in the area. So we feel like it's consistent with the area. Thank you so much for the consideration.
Okay, well, I'm going to go off script, I'm not supposed to, but that, when an item is consented on the agenda, it's accepted.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, sorry about that, folks. Who's next? All right. We're going to move to new business. And the first item is a discussion on citywide landscaping options. So, Ms. James, this was your request?
Sort of, yeah. So we had received several complaints and requests regarding landscaping, whether it's, in front of City Hall and a median downtown, and quite a few surrounding the waterfront park. So there had been, with that citizen, we had basically discussed that we would need to discuss it amongst the city council members, and I think come to some type of agreement as in terms of how we wanted to proceed. The city manager had actually said that he had a plan in place, so I don't know if he was able to discuss it with you at all.
Yeah, so in regards to the park, we kind of did a park audit last week. We walked and made a kind of a hit list of things that we recognize also that need some updating or repair. But I know he's also been speaking with the Public Works Director. We're looking at moving some personnel around so that we can get a better focus, kind of a fresh set of eyes down there. That's part of that's part of our action plan.
Okay. The only thing that I would add, for your consideration is, there had been a question around a professional landscaping company, And I think there's a couple of considerations. One is expertise and efficiency, because that's what they do. Equipment, we wouldn't have to purchase additional equipment. They bring their own. And if there's specialty equipment needed, they would be able to use their own equipment. You know, obviously, when we talk about that equipment, that would be an additional expense for the city. So it could actually save us money. Insurance and liability, typically, if they're licensed and bonded, they have their own insurance and liability. They specialize, obviously, in landscaping, so it would be, you know, something that would be more of a benefit for them. And then, obviously, they purchase their items in bulk, so perhaps it would cost, you know, save the city over time. So those are just some things that I just wanted to throw out myself, and I don't know if anyone else had anything.
I've got something.
Yes, sir.
Charlie, I actually agree with Lisa. You know, I think she makes some really, really good points. There's a lot of room down there for improvement, I think. I think you guys have seen that. Matter of fact, Artie and I walked down there last week and saw some things, and he and I talked about some things, and we addressed them. But, you know, I like what Lisa's saying, too. You know, I think it's imperative that we have somebody down there that really knows the ins and outs about certain agriculture, whatever it might be. That's just my 2 cents. And as far as people, when they come to St. Mary's, they're visiting downtown St. Mary's, I'd probably say there's about an 85 to 90% chance they're going to the park.
Yep.
So, you know, that's a big thing for us, and we need to absolutely make sure that that place is taken care of, and it looks really, really good for the citizens as well as people that come down, because we've got a beautiful place here. St. Mary's, I mean, there's not too many places in the United States that are as nice as St. Mary's. I mean, you can sit right downtown and, you know, not see too many cars coming by, and I think that's a good thing to a certain extent. I mean, we want businesses down here, and we're getting businesses down here, but we're not overly crowded with everything. But that park needs to be high on the agenda. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I agree 100% with both council members thus far. That yes, the park definitely needs to be addressed, but outside of the park, you know, the discussion topic, citywide landscape options, not just downtown. To have, I think it would be a good idea to have someone to be able to pull together like a collaborative effort to, you know, help give us some direction. You know, coming in off exit 1, you've got the crepe myrtles that were planted, and those never get trimmed. They just grow like bushes and not trees because they don't get the under branches cut to stop those feeders down low to let the tree grow up like a tree. That's just an example because you know, it's noticeable coming in off exit 1, and it's been like that for a long time. That should be addressed, and there's other issues, not just downtown and all of the city, that we should take a look at and you know, just make St. Mary's look a little nicer all the way around. You know, when we get those welcome signs we've talked about, maybe some landscaping goes around those, who knows, but we don't have those signs up yet either.
Is it the council's wishes then that we start looking and maybe see what this is going to cost and kind of come up with a package and a presentation for you guys?
It doesn't have to cost a bit to be.
I would suggest that we get, have some sort of meeting where folks can identify the items in our landscaping that really distract from the beauty of St. Mary's. I agree with all the comments that are said. We need to do that, but I think before we jump in and start figuring out we need a landscape company, we need to figure out what we have, because when you do a contract, what you put in the contract is what's going to be taken care of, and that we need to be sure about that. So I would suggest that we do some sort of meeting where well advertised so people can get in here and tell us what they consider to be long-term defects.
Well, the shrubbery from on Osborne Street from Dilworth to the railroad track, you can't even walk the sidewalk there without dodging limbs and things. So some things are obvious, and it would probably be better if we had it contracted out and those people keep it out, because we just can't get employees. And if we get employees, it's going to be hard to train them as to what needs to be done. So I agree that, you know, maybe we need to identify what areas need to be addressed and get some bids to get a contractor to do it. And by the way, some folks have been calling me about the fountain out there, and I contacted Mr. Jacoby, and he said that it will be taken care of before the 4th of July.
Right.
Can I chime in? I was very blessed to go with my wife and 3 daughters to Helen, Georgia. They have the most incredible landscaping, and they use the University of Georgia
system.
Yeah. It hurts for me to say this, but
Go United
dogs,
baby.
yeah.
We've
But
had dogs all day.
They use the agricultural elements that they provide in Helen, and I'm telling you, you won't find a more beautifully outlaid facade than you will in Helen, Georgia. And
Championship caliber landscaping.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank.
Just packing in those rings.
Okay, but no, I just want to share that we can make what we have better, and our citizens deserve that. And I think that the elements and the efforts that are being put forth in Orange Hall and we're dealing with issues there. But once we deal with that, we've got to keep dealing with all the other areas we've got to fix.
Yeah.
And I know there's been an incredible effort made, but we can make the best better, period.
Got it.
I got one other thing, and this sort of has something to do with something, well, it has everything to do with what's coming up. 4th of July. I'm afraid that area down by the cannon, where we've spent so much time making it look absolutely gorgeous. It looks really good. Looks really good. I'm afraid it's liable to get trampled on the 4th of July. I don't know if we need to put some type of rope around it or something of that nature, or have people that are just standing around to sort of divert people from walking through there. But I'm afraid that it's going to get trampled, and I certainly don't want to see that happen.
Thank you. Okay.
I will share with you that the Kiwanis Club is making every effort around that area to keep it as safe as we can on Kiwanis.
Thank you.
If we can get something or get people or something.
So to verify that I keep staff on task, we're looking for a work session with public opinion, and then we can compile some information, do our own research, and then we can bring that back for the council. But we can set up a work session for the public opinion.
That'd be great.
Okay, if I may, the median in front of, or behind the cannon, which is the park, the official park, was the brainchild of the
Tree board.
With a lot of assistance from volunteers. And there have been a few stalwarts out there making sure that that's maintained until it grows in, and that we need to thank at some point in time, because they're there 2 and 3 hours a day, make sure it looks right. So, but I think we want to make sure we have a tool in the tree board. Now, maybe we can determine that their role is a little more expansive than just trees. They did at one point in time have access to some arborist access. I don't know if it was a grant or not. I just can't remember. But anyhow, I think there's some opportunities going in that direction also to have a citywide plan that also focuses on some of the key assets that we have to make them look good. But I would make sure that perhaps the public session is with the tree board and the group that has been working on that. But also, we have a very dedicated small team over there at the park, and debriefing them on what else they might need. So I don't want to get into the weeds of this, but I think we've got a couple of tools we could add to the tool set to go along with the effort. So appreciate the work.
Yes, sir, I'll make sure they get an invite to that work session.
As far as the median, I agree. Apparently they're starting to ride over the new wall that's just been constructed with the ballast stones. So I think I've talked to Public Works a little bit about, we probably need some kind of a bumper in front of the cannon to keep the turning traffic off of those stones. So if you all could talk about that too. All right. All right. So is that good then, man?
It is. I would just say in the, to make sure that this is an efficient process, if we could identify which assets are included prior to any meeting that we have, and then just make sure all the stakeholders, as well as the community, is invited.
Okay. So I'm going to move down to the second item on the agenda, which is, and Madam Clerk, I'm going to read the cover page. I think is adequate.
Yes, sir.
And somebody has a question, they can come up during granting audience to the public, and we can help them out. But as you know, we've had early voting. 1,600 plus have voted so far out of 35,000. So this is a general election call, and the purpose is that the council consider approve an ordinance to advertise the call for the general election in the candidate qualifying period. The recommendation is the approval of the ordinance to advertise the call for the general election in the candidate qualifying period. Now, this is an election of the purpose of electing a mayor and 3 council members, post 4, post 5, post 6. And it will be held in the city of St. Mary's on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Qualifying of the candidates will take place on the following dates and times. Monday, August 19th through August 22nd, the entire week, and it's from 8:30 to 4:30, and it's at the city clerk's office. If you've got any questions, you can talk to any one of us, but also you can talk to the clerk.
Mayor Morrissey, it's going to be Monday through Thursday, no Friday. Yeah. I just want to make.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's Monday, August 19th through Thursday, August 22nd. Correction there, folks. So anybody that's interested, those are the qualifying and the voting information days. So I imagine there will be 3 weeks of early voting for that. I'm sure it should be a big election. Thank you very much. Do we need a vote on this, ma'am?
Oh, yes, sir, please.
All right, so can I have a vote relative to this item?
So moved.
Second. That was Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Okay. And a second?
Second.
For Mr. Riley. Any further discussion? Other than we all enjoy doing our duty. It's like wearing the peach. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Madam Clerk, that's unanimous.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Williams, this is a report of the Assistant City Manager. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Councilman and women, and ladies and gentlemen of the public. This is the manager update from the city manager's office. If I can try not to blast everybody out on this microphone. All right, so as you can see in the packet that I gave you, I highlighted in yellow. We want to discuss Public Works, and the tree board are working on a submittal of a tag that's Trees Across Georgia. That grant application is due mid-July, so they are doing their due diligence with that. Douglas Drive paving to begin in mid-August with the LMIG from 2021. LMIG's 2022, 23, and 24 bid openings are scheduled for June 25th, 2024.
Great. That's good.
Skipping ahead to Human Resources, we are having an employee appreciation on Friday, 21st, 2024, in front of Main Street. It is the city kicking off the hot summer. We're going to offer ice cream from Cold Cow and Kona Ice for our employees. The trucks will be located out front, so the public is welcome to visit the trucks and purchase them, but the employees will each be given a ticket so that they're getting a treat from the city for the hard work, and a lot of them are working outside in the sun. Even our employees over at the aquatic park, there's a Kona Ice on site. They'll also get a ticket and they can get themselves a cold treat as well. The city is also conducting an internal survey of our employees. It is voluntary and anonymous, and it's a way for us to kind of get a little information from our staff as we continue to polish how we act as employers with our team. So we want to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. IT website's undergoing the content revision. This was on 2 weeks ago's notes, but we're still in that process, so I just wanted to keep that in front of council. We hope to have the new content here in a few weeks, ready to deliver for you folks to look at.
Charlie, have we reached out to a couple of the external, what we determined to be fairly consistent users? And I think some of the boards and committees might, if you were to ping them with their opinions, I don't know.
Yes, sir, I have not reached out yet, but I do know that's on the scope. That
Good.
Once the website is done and it's approved by staff, it'll go in front of all of our managers during one of our department head meetings. At that point, it'll gravitate into those buckets so that we can get some of the boards and authorities to look over it. Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you.
For finance updates, information on finance. Budget hearing at 6 p.m. on Thursday, June 20th, 2024. That's this Thursday this week. Council will hear the public input. Special council meeting for budget approvals will be 6 p.m. Thursday of next week, June 27th, 2024. Also, property tax sales scheduled for Tuesday, August 6th, 2024 at 10 a.m. here in the council chambers. I want to discuss the police department. They did a fantastic job. They do a fantastic job every day. But last week they executed a large search warrant. It was executed, led up to 2 felony arrests with a large amount of narcotics being removed from the St. Mary's streets.
Wow.
So they did a great job for the investigators in the uniform division.
Is that done completely by us or in conjunction with other groups?
I actually believe that was us. That was St. Mary's.
Thank you. Wow. Very good.
And I also want to give the due diligence to the fire. We had on your list, it shows 2 structure fires. I've been corrected. That is actually 3 structure fires in the last couple weeks. The staff, both fire department and police department, did a great job in making sure life and property were protected. We really do appreciate the work and bravery that goes into that kind of professions for both PD and FD. We did have an officer receive minor injuries during one of the structure fires. Which street was that one?
Linda.
That on Linda. The officer is fine. He's healthy and back in business. All right, tourism, several meetings, space agreements completed, 2024 marketing agreement calls with vendors. Also, we got June Music in the Park. It will be Gypsy Moon performing. So we're hoping everybody gets a chance to come out and see that. CGI video vendor planning call with Candace and Main Street. Marketing support for Music in the Park, Orange Hall Cookhouse event, and the opening of Farm to Family. To date, 189 published media results naming St. Mary's and/or Cumberland Island. That's 730,209 print impressions and over 60 million digital impressions. They are working hard right now preparing for the 4th of July and July's Music in the Park events. Jumping ahead to my divisions, the aquatic park, Assistant Park Manager Sean Clearwater with Public Works, and myself. I took them on a field trip to Summer Waves, not to have fun. We actually went on a business trip, but we went behind the scenes, looked at their sand filters, looked at their piping, looked at how they test their waters, how they deal with customer complaints, how they do with driving their businesses. They're a little bit larger than Outfit than we are, so we think they're kind of the big brother we're looking at, and they were very open. The hospitality was great. We spent the whole morning there with Mr. Chris Brown. He's the I believe he's the park manager now. When I first met him, he was the GM, and he's overseeing some other functions under that, but great visit, and we were able to get some good information, but we have a brand-new assistant aquatic park supervisor, and the exposure, I think, was huge, and as well as Public Works, because they're working on the pipes behind the scenes, so for them to be able to talk that language with somebody else and kind of see things that they were doing, I felt was quite beneficial. Jumping down to the Hospital Authority met last Thursday, sat down with them, and they approved their budgets. Rachel is working on programs dealing with the exercise, and she's working through the funding on those programs. But as of that meeting, we are 150 members more than the April when we discussed it. So they are busting at the seams. So they're doing pretty good. So she's definitely looking at some funding stuff because it's not cheap. Loose pipe on the dock down at the new marina was noted by the dock master. We immediately got that taken care of and repaired, so all is good. Colin is working with Canaan on some dockside diaries, some social media stuff to continue to get the name out for that. He's also still working with the Nebo app, if I say that right, it's Nebo. And the intro in the weekly rates is working well. So that app, as well as the weekly rates, seems to be pretty successful with the boaters. They like it. Summer readings is in full swing with Laurel and her team. She's got events and activities planned pretty much most of the summer, so I do encourage, a lot of our citizens have already jumped on that. She's got something going on every week, whether it's a vendor with animals coming in or puppet shows. She's got a lot of activities for the young people.
Can I speak to that for a second?
You sure can.
Sorry. It really doesn't fit with the context, but we found out that the author of the series, Pete the Cat, who some of you may know, and some of us didn't know about it until we found out about it, but very, very popular children's series, and apparently all of those books are in the library.
There.
But the author has purchased a home in St. Mary's.
Yep, that is true.
So when I told the library director, we had to pull her off the ceiling. So excited.
Yeah.
So, and I think we have one or two other authors in town also, so.
We do, and I do believe she's already visited the library and
Oh, really?
to make sure the books are on the shelf and
Okay.
everything like that. So I think Laurel's already had a good conversation. Hopefully she'll come and read some books to the kids and things like that. So we're excited about that also.
Good.
Looking at Cumberland Service, Cumberland Service trash services, just to make sure everybody knows which one I'm talking about. Completed an audit, and I toured the facility a week and a half ago. I was very impressed with their operations over there. I looked through all their books, how they audit the trucks, how they handle customer services to make sure it's in line with our customer service. Pretty excited. One of the key factors that I really took from it is they also purchase cameras for every one of their trucks. They have a front camera and a rear camera, and it's located with a GPS. Every time that arm picks up a trash can and dumps it, it automatically snaps a picture. Now, not to call out any citizens to say that we forgot to pick up their trash can, but it really does help when we're having a citizen call us and say they blew past their house. We can see if their trash can was out. We're still going to go back and pick it up, but it helps us kind of weed through those. It's kind of a really cool technology. If the driver picks up their cell phone while they're driving, the camera automatically captures that and sends a report to the manager that says driver's on the cell phone. If they roll a stop sign and they don't come to a complete stop, the camera tells on them. It's pretty state of the art. Don't know if one day we'll have something like that in our vehicles, but it's pretty neat. It's kind of a little creepy too how that AI in it is pretty interesting. So. Well, this one's this one literally tattletales on everything. The camera watches you the whole time.
It'd be a good thing, though.
Yeah,
Just like how much,
it's great with the trucks because those are large trucks and it shows everything they do. So, also wanted to go ahead and just put a note out there about our weather. We're watching the weather closely as it is that time of the year. But there is a tropical activity off the Atlantic coast. If anybody's watched it on the news, we just ask that our citizens, tap into their source of information, whatever that may be. We're going to post something on our social media and website if the storm, takes a little bit of a turn towards the worst. But we are watching that. So if anybody wants to join our website or our social media, we try to keep that update with the different storms and things. But there is something off our coast. Our concern would be the wind. It's going to blow wind from the east, which will bring in our high tides, so we'll probably see some minor flooding downtown, but it is going to bring 1 to 2 inches of rain. So just wanted to put that in front of the public. Wednesday to Friday, we should start seeing rain. I think they're looking at a Friday event. But we're watching to see if it speeds up or slows down or change course. It's still pretty preliminary. And then also, Mr. Jones already discussed the lake at the entrance of Meeting Street. I talked to Greg also about that, and he said he promised that they would have that looking good for 4th of July. So it sounds like we're all on it.
Yeah.
And that ends my notes.
Our thanks to Mr. Marks and then the Jacoby Company for taking care of their property.
Yes, sir. I will. I'll reach out to them.
Okay.
Nice way of saying it.
Okay. So we're going to move to granting audience to the public. If you would like to speak, please come up with your name and address and respect the 5-minute time limit. All right, thank you very much. Madam Clerk, could we have the calendar?
Yes, sir. On Thursday, here in council chambers, City Council will have a public hearing on the proposed fiscal year 2025 budget. That's at 6 o'clock here in council chambers. On Friday, St. Mary's Municipal Court will be held in council chambers, plea and arraignments at 9 o'clock. On Tuesday, June 25th, Tuesday at 2 o'clock here in council chambers, there will be the 2022 LMIG project bid meeting, followed by the 210 LMIG 2023 project bid meeting, and then the 220, the LMIG 2024 project bid meeting, followed by the 3:30 p.m. St. Mary's Convention and Visitors Bureau meeting down in the Howard Hernandez building, and then the 5:30 p.m. Historic Preservation Commission meeting here in council chambers. On Thursday, June 27th, City Council will have a 6 o'clock p.m. special called meeting here in council chambers. Friday, June 28th at 9 o'clock and 11, St. Mary's Municipal Court, trials at 9 a.m. and plea and arraignments at 11. And then on Monday, July 1st, City Council meeting will be at 6 o'clock. And also city buildings will be closed this coming Wednesday, June 19th.
Deborah, as I look at the calendar right now, there's nothing in front of the 6 o'clock meeting on July 1st.
Most likely, we will have a alcohol public hearing
Okay.
for GOAT for his hotel.
All right, so you'll let us know.
Yes, sir.
As usual. Okay.
One question, on the 20th, you said 6 PM for the public hearing. The
Yes, sir.
calendar, my calendar anyway, says 5 PM.
That is probably yours came before we switched it over to 6. Yes, sir,
okay.
it's 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's 6 o'clock, and I
Six-
emailed you all 6 o'clock as
6
well, but I'll
o'clock.
remind you.
Okay,
Okay.
and
Thank you.
you'll remind everybody. Exactly, thank you. All right. Mr. Jones, council comments.
Well, I actually don't have, and I guess it's a miracle, I don't have a whole lot to say today, but I just wanted to tell Charlie to thank Cumberland Services. When I came on board several years ago, trash was the biggest topic. I would get 7 or 8 calls a week about garbage pickup, and since they've taken over, I think I may have gotten 3 calls since they've been here. So give them my thanks for the job that they're doing.
Okay. Mr. Ingram.
As far as the landscaping goes, and I'm sure it's a foregone conclusion, but just say it out loud just in case it's not, but it would be very nice if, at least a member or two of the tree board was there, because, they're targeting grants for the city, and, that's part of the collaboration we need to have a solid plan overall for the city, and their input would be huge during that meeting that we have. Strongly encourage, as we discussed it tonight, anyone that is interested in serving to definitely take advantage of the qualifying period to run for council or mayor. That is definitely a great opportunity to serve and do good for the community, or attempt to, anyways. Also this Thursday, I'm just honored to be a part of the bingo at Senior Center. So if anybody wants to try to hustle me and pool, I'll be there. At
I might
11.
come.
Come on. come on over. Yeah, I got pretty neat on the ping pong too, if you want to jump on that table. But anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It was great the last time. I'm definitely excited to check out the bingo in the new facility. I haven't done that yet, so I hope I'll see some of you guys there.
Got to be entertaining now.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. That's what they're for. I'm just a mediator, right?
All right, Mr. Riley.
Yeah, I'll pass tonight. Just
That's a
wish
lot of
everybody a
fun.
very happy weekend and get ready for the 4th. Should be a great one. Thanks.
Hi, how are you? Just pay attention to what Angela pumps out for the 4th of July. I will share with you that the Orange Hall Committee did a stellar job on the fish fry, and there was $1,603 raised for the Orange Hall. And we had the Salvation Army disaster truck, relief truck there.
Nice.
The Kiwanis Club St. Mary's, Kingsville Methodist Men did all the cooking, and you had we had some incredible donations come in from Southern Riverwalk and Cumberland Home and Hearth and Winn-Dixie, I believe, and there were some other donations made, but we've got a great fire burning in Orange Hall in a positive way, and I'd just like to thank everybody for the hard work, and the committee did awesome. Regarding the 4th of July, I'm saying this, but it's going to again be published. Angela's going to handle that, and as well as the city. Wednesday, July 3rd at 9 a.m., the Meeting Street ramp will be closed for to unload the racks, the tubes, and other equipment for the barge for the fireworks. On July 4th, it'll be closed. The ramp will be closed at 7:30 a.m. as Camden County Search and Rescue and the Sheriff's Department and our Police Department, Public Works, and all them. They're all going to be helping out and loading the fireworks onto the sheriff boats to take them out to the barge. On Friday, July 5th at 8:30 a.m., the Meeting Street ramp will be closed again for the unloading of all that stuff from the fireworks. So, navigate how you launch your boat and recover your boat around these schedules. And appreciate your help on that. Thank you.
Good deal. We talked a little bit about July 4th, very important date for our country. I just want to say something real briefly about Juneteenth, and we heard the resolution tonight, or the proclamation this evening. I just wanted to say a couple of things. One is this is an American holiday, and I think all of us can participate and should. And it speaks to resilience of an entire people. I think that we're undergoing some pretty rough situation. But this is an opportunity to talk about unifying America and the American story. It's about struggle, it's about triumph, and it's about the ongoing pursuit of a more perfect union. So please think about that when you think about Juneteenth. Secondly, the end of this week, some of us council members will be participating in our Georgia Municipal Association conference, and that's an opportunity for us to get some significant training. There's been a couple of pieces of legislation that will significantly impact our municipality, so we're hoping to be able to go and gain as much knowledge as we can about that and come back and perhaps share some with each other as well as with the public. I also will be voted in as a board member, as well as the chair for the Georgia Community Development. So that's an exciting thing.
We like that.
So we'll actually have access to quite a bit of information with that. On the landscaping, it's again, another opportunity to engage our citizens and stakeholders, and by stakeholders, specifically the tree board. So thank you for taking that on for us. And then tomorrow is actually the day that we vote for the runoff election that's currently going on. June 18th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I think you vote at your normal voting space. And then, speaking of voting, when you vote, you're actively participating in shaping your future, our future. And by using your voice, you actually have an opportunity to share your issues, your values, and be represented. So it's very important that you vote. And then, again, speaking of voting, please, I encourage anyone that wants to participate locally and to provide, again, their services to the city, please, I encourage you to run for council or mayor. That's all I have.
Okay, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
And so, again, pick up your peach sticker when you vote tomorrow. Every vote counts. We've heard that before, and it's true. And the other point I will make is that there is a charity event called Cross the Line, and these are kayaker, boaters, and stand-board, paddleboarders, thank you. That they come over from Fernandina, and it is a veteran suicide charity. They come over in a series of boats that haul the different boats that the different kayaks, et cetera, size boats that the people have. They usually have 80 or 90 people come over from Fernandina, and then they launch from St. Mary's and they paddle back to Fernandina, and it's all for charity. It's 8 o'clock on Saturday morning at the boat ramp. So if you're downtown at all, and you can come over and wish them well on their way out. It's a great event. See all those kayakers out in the water. It's really special. So I would ask you, if you got the time to do that, it'd be great. All right, so I need a motion to go into executive session on personnel. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
All right, Mr. Riley, and I need a second. From Ms. James. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Madam Clerk, that's unanimous. Folks, we don't have any idea how long this will take. Could be minutes and could be longer than that. So thank you very much for your attendance today. We always appreciate people that come to see us. For those online or who will look later, thank you very much for being involved in your government.
Oh, wait, you're more second, I mean, Councilman Jones, I gotta cut the microphone on.
He's ready.
Try it.
We'll meet here at 1
Madam
o'clock.
Clerk,
If you're able to go.
City Hall, yes, sir.
Mr. Jones made the motion to come back into session, and Mr. Ingram seconded it with all in favor.
Okay, sir.
Mayor.
Motion we come back into session here.
All right.
Second.
Can I have a motion to come back in?
So moved.
Mr. Jones, and I have a,
Second.
and a second, to Madam Clerk, from Mr. Ingram.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Madam Clerk, that's unanimous. Thank you. Now, can I have a motion for adjournment?
Second.
That so move was
Mr. Jones. Councilman
Mr. Jones, and a second from
Mr. Rassi. Councilman
Mr. Rassi. Thank you, everyone. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
There we go.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Got to gavel it. You gavel it. Do you hit your
Thank
gavel?
you, sir.
I want y'all to know that these meetings are going long usually, but there's the one person not here.